wanna dance.
Fight.
Moving, grooving, slip and slide.
Slow down.
Come on, baby, don't you
You guys ready? Kitty chop.
So today I'm going to be doing something different. For one, I'm going to be filming in my room like a proper YouTuber. But the reason I'm going to be is I want to break down my fight. So I'm assuming a lot of you saw the little cut I put together on Instagram. This is just a breakdown of the entire fight and a little more insight in why. It all started during the pandemic and I got super into fitness and working out. And my friend Juan, who is this CrossFit coach, became someone that was pushing me always, and we'd have these super brutal workouts. He's just a beast. And one day I just kind of hit him up like, "Hey, we've been training a lot. We should try to train for a fight. We'll train for like a month together, and then we'll split up for the last month, and then we'll come in and fight. And we'll just have like, we'll invite some of the boys or whatever, and that's what we'll do." Now for me, the reason why I wanted to do this, it scared me, to be quite honest. And I tend to gravitate towards things that I'm afraid of. I want to do them because there's something in me that's saying don't, and I just want to challenge that. The other thing that was like huge for me was the training. Physically, mentally dedicate myself to this thing. Like during the pandemic, all my work stopped. I had nothing to focus on, nothing to work on, and I needed somewhere to put my energy and something to work towards. I had so much fun and also the worst time of my life at the same time. I've never wanted to quit anything in my entire life. I wanted to quit. I wanted to walk out of that gym and never come back, but I couldn't, and that's why I had this fight. It was a matter of discipline and eating right and going to the gym and doing the things I don't want to do because there's a fight coming my way and either I'm going to be ready for it or not. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to break down this fight.
grooving, slip and slide.
Slow down.
Come on, baby, don't you
You guys ready? Kitty chop.
So this is my coach, Barca, Dustin Barca. Definitely a warrior and not just in the gym. He stands up for the island, like big time, and someone I truly respect and was very grateful to be working with and doing this camp with. I was literally so nervous getting ready for everything. I forgot to take my shoes off. I forgot to put my mouth guard in. I was like strapped up, gloves on, ready to get in the ring, and it's like, oh my God. And then having all my friends and family around and knowing that I could lose and I would lose in front of them, it was like the most terrifying thing.
Juan's hungry.
And that's the one thing I'm not happy with and that makes me want to do all of this again, which I don't. There was so much nerves in the first fight. To me, I wanted to overcome that mental fear of losing, and to just go in there calm and collected and confident. And I wasn't able to do that. I was really nervous and I was off, and you'll see, but Juan ended up coming in super hot. And then me being novice, I matched fire with fire instead of using that to my advantage and being calculated and using everything I learned. I just kind of started throwing.
You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Kitty chop.
He said, "You ready? You ready? Kill each other." Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Is that jab?
It's so funny. It's so hard for me to not be embarrassed because I just feel like I could do so much better, but I just didn't. So at this point, I still feel like I was very like calm and collected and picking my shots. So Juan slipped there, but for me it was a good mental. It's like, oh, I'm in more control than he is.
There you go. Use the body.
Boom. Right there, you can kind of hear that crack a little bit. But we clashed heads, and you'll see it. I still have the scar. That was a big moment for him. He didn't mean to. It was a mistake, but there was a momentum shift where he feels confident as hell. All he sees me is open and bloody. And he's like, okay, I can take this kid. That's one of my least favorite moments. Because I'm not moving my head at all. But it's because I just got hit with that headbutt and I'm hurt. I've been hit. I'm seeing blood come down my face.
You should jab. You should jab. There you go. Back that up. Back it up. There you go. Less power. Less power. More shot.
So Barca keeps telling me less power, because I'm getting involved in this firefight. He's bringing fire to me and I'm matching the fire, which is very novice of me. That was the best punch of his, in my opinion. But that, like, I went black for a second there.
Almost there. Jab. Salt. Salt. Body. There you go. Come on. There. Oh. Hands up. High and tight. From the bottom. Go, Sam. Watch it. Head movement. There, right there, man. There you go. All right.
And this is actually one of my favorite parts because my youngest brother, Ford, he just sees that I'm open and jumps in the ring and just starts cleaning me up. But he just jumped in and was like, I'm going to take care of my brother. And I'm getting this blood off his face. So I thought that was special.
15 seconds.
Big press. Yeah. Use your feints. Feint. More fighting. Watch the hands.
So messy right there.
Salt, Russ. Salt.
Barca was saying everything I needed to do. And so I started to acknowledge him, like, physically. And then, like, he'd say something that I knew I needed to do. And I'd say, yes, sir. Like, I hear you. I'm gonna put that in there.
Right down the pipe, Russ. Yes, sir. Head movement. Body.
All right, so right here, I could feel my whole corner's energies, morale was just a little bit down. I was just kind of like letting people know, like, I may be getting beat up, but like I got you guys. Like, put some faith in me.
There it is. All day, boy. Push. Yeah. Push. There you go. Back up with some body shot.
Here, I'm starting to actually perform a little bit.
Use your offense. Use your defense for offense too. There you go. Nice. Oh, body up there. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Use your jab. Head movement.
Head movement's still trash though.
Come on. Salt and pepper. Let's go. Up.
There you go, back to your feet.
Come on.
30 seconds.
More. Hands up.
Stay on him.
Body. There you go. Nice.
That I learned something right there. Never put everything you got into one shot. I've wasted so much energy right there, and I get tuned for it right here because I'm just tired. This was also one of my favorite parts. What Barca says right here is just so classic and so Barca and so true and exactly what I needed to be doing.
Stop measuring dicks and fucking fight with your brains, okay? He's gonna swing for the fences when he comes in and out. Don't just stay there and focus.
And Juan was just such a beast, man. I'd be over there just like curling, so tired. And I'd look over and he just looked fresh. He's just like a lifetime of fitness. His conditioning's just insane. He was never tired.
Let's go. Fight. Hands up. High and tight.
There you go. Nice.
Move that head.
Still not moving my head. It was funny to me that the first thing to go when my nerves hit was head movement. I took a few shots right there.
Keep him running. Keep him running.
Sam, 1, 2.
I heard Nikola say that. Whoops. That was dirty for sure. Just get to a point where you're not thinking, you're just fighting.
Guys ready? Fight.
Let's go. Come on. Big breath.
Don't mind the
Move
bomb.
that head. Slip. Come on, slip.
I remember Barca saying that so well. So clearly I could hear the disappointment in his voice. Slip to the side. Just move your head. Stop getting teed off on.
Finish up with the 3.
Comb that hair. Use your defense, bro.
Yep, get that 3.
There you go. There it is.
That was a clean shot. In my opinion, that was the first shot of the fight where I was like, that one punch made a difference.
Move that head.
2 more good ones. I was definitely feeling myself and feeling my rhythm a little more. And with hitting with a shot that I knew hurt him, there was a certain level of confidence that I had moving forward. Still a little wild. It ain't pretty by any means, but I'm landing good shots. See, he was tired right there. That was the first time I'm like, oh, Juan's tired? I hate that. I hate when you can just see me loading up like that. Ooh. There's a nice short. That was a nice short little hook in there, though. So Juan was just an animal, and he really impressed me. Like, he didn't have as much time to train as I did. Like, we had the same amount of time. I had more hours in the day. And then his coach is actually a Golden Gloves boxer, so he had some really good coaching. Like, his coach made a big difference. My coach made a huge difference. And he was a huge motivation for me, too. 3 huge motivations for me to win. Barca in my corner. I'm not letting Barca down. My family and friends watching me. And 3, this is my home. This became such a big thing. Just be shopping or whatever. People come up to me, bro, I heard about your fight. Like, can I come? I want to be there.
Hey, in a fight if you ain't bleeding, buddy. Yeah.
Like, Juan and Hoffy, who is the house we did it at, they were trying to turn it into this huge promotional thing they set up gym programs and free gym programs for kids. So who does that is the Keale Foundation. So they're both part of the Keale Foundation. Keala, Keala, if you want to look it up. They do great work. They're always giving the kids of Kauai a place to be and a healthy schedule and keeping them away from the kind of darker, harder parts of living on Kauai. Bodies open.
Let's go. Okay, let's go, boys. Let's go. Back in there. You guys ready? Ready?
Niko, give me advice. Okay, so right here, I'm actually letting him burn his bear. I'm using one thing that CJ taught me. If you end a round and you're tired, take the first 30 seconds off. He was tired, and I was collected, and I just kind of waited, and I feinted a 2 and came across with a 3. You can see Barca in the back doing this. He's like, down, he's done. And to me, in my head, that was like, finish it. And this next part was super novice of me. I should have went in calm and collected and picked him apart. Instead, I came out for blood. Slipping, falling, just like everything I have. That was like another very embarrassing moment for me.
Hands up! Why are you fighting wild? Let's go! Hands up! Go on, find it! Find it! Walk! Way to go, Sam!
I am feeling myself right here. had that drop of blood coming down my eye, and I was just like,
Hands up.
yeah. Felt like the
Hands
man.
up.
Defense.
Stay on him.
Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. There you go. Hands up.
Come on. Defense. Defense. Get that. Get that hand up. Get your left hand up.
All right.
That was it. They called it. That was like one of the rules. Like, if the guy goes down 3 times in 1 round, it's over. Man, I'm honestly like so proud, and yet like fighting's a very vulnerable thing. I don't know how else to put it. So yeah, strange. But I'm really proud of me and Juan, and like that we committed to such a feat and put our pride on the line and dedicated 2 months of our lives to training and learning how to fight and learning this skill.
By TKO. Buddy Michael, you guys are winners.
Hey, ain't too many guys have the balls to do that, bro, in front of people, bro.
I wrote that down. 4th round knockout. Ask my brothers. Ask my family.
Spent most of my training time in Hanapepe at Hawaiian Fighting Arts under Sifu. My main guys I was training with were CJ Nohili, Kahipu'u, and then Naikoa, and then of course Juan. By the way, congratulations to CJ Nohili, who just flew to Florida, got their belts. And I remember, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th spar day after training with them for a couple weeks, the punches started to feel real. I'm like, okay, they're still taking it easy on me, but they're letting me feel some stuff now. The pain I was able to go through and suffer through, and like being in a cage and wanting more than anything to just get out of there and be done and just stop getting hit. And knowing the only way you're going to stop getting hit is if you put those hands up and start throwing back. Because this round isn't over until that bell rings, and that guy's going to keep beating you up until it does. It taught me so much about myself and who I am and what I have inside me, and like the level in which I'm willing to fight and fight back and come down and rise above conflict. And it was a fun game to play with the ego, and a very enlightening experience in being comfortable in who I am and not having to have that very toxic masculinity idea of needing to prove something. It's like, no, I'm good where I'm at. Like, I'm not getting in any of these physical altercations unless I'm in the gym and it's a safe space where we're learning, or I'm in real danger. And I have to act, and I know that I can. Also, the biggest mahalo to Barca. He operates out of Boar's Nest on the north shore of Kauai, and I go see him once a week. Some hellish sparring rounds with a lot of the guys from Boar's Nest. Definitely a very specific thank you to Chongi for beating the shit out of me. That was the first time I had a legit killer coming from my head. I was the closest I've ever been to being knocked out in my life, like in the first round, and I just went black and was just like full survival mode, and then like came to. I'm so glad I'm a filmer and not a fighter. It was a really, really valuable experience. It also was so humbling. I have so much respect for the people who've dedicated themselves to this craft, and I'm very much so enjoying still learning. Boxing, kickboxing, rolling, doing jiu-jitsu here and there. So again, mahalo to everybody who trained me, and the biggest mahalo to Juan, who pushed me. Sorry I didn't have an episode this week. I am having internal issues that are being solved right now. And I'm very excited to have a bunch of really big ideas and things that we're working on, and I'm going to have a bunch of episodes coming out soon. But for now, I just wanted to make sure I'm putting out something on the channel for you guys to consume and hopefully enjoy.
Most guys, they don't like let their ego fucking even be seen, but that's vulnerability at its finest right there.
No, it felt real.